Cedar Valley residents may have noticed some patriotic art just off the Highway 58 by the 18th Street exit. The patriotic artist Scott LoBaido came to Cedar Falls from New York City thanks to the Tunnel to Towers and Gary Sinise foundations, who have been working to raise money for hometown hero Taylor Morris. A smart home is what the funds being raised will be going towards for Morris, who became a quadruple amputee last year after a bomb explosion in Afghanistan. The whole effort to help Taylor started with the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. This foundation was made in honor of firefighter Stephen Siller, who died on 9/11 and won the towers after running the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel to get to the towers after finding all fire trucks had left and the tunnel was blocked off. The Stephen Siller family formed the Tunnel to Towers Foundation to help families of firefighters or those in the military who have been seriously injured or given the ultimate sacrifice in the line of duty. 2 years ago, this foundation met up with Gary Sinise.
It came to our attention that the first surviving quadruple amputee military hero was coming back home, and he was from Staten Island, which is where Stephen Siller is from, in New York, and all of us are from. So we determined at that point that we were going to build him a high-tech smart home to address all of his profound physical needs and to try to make sure that Brenda Morocco had the most independent life possible. And so as time went on, then we also met up with Gary Sinise and his foundation at the Walter Reed Hospital, where a lot of these guys are undergoing rehabilitation, like Taylor Morris is, as I'm talking to you. And Gary Sinise said to us, well, there's another surviving quadruple amputee, and his name is Todd Nicely in Missouri. What are you going to do for Todd? So out of that conversation came a partnership between the Gary Sinise Foundation and the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. And we've partnered to build these high-tech smart homes for all the returning heroes who are either triple amputees or, like Taylor Morris, quadruple amputees. And so far, we've already handed the keys over to 6 smart homes all across the country. And by the end of the year, we think we will have either handed the keys over or actually broken ground for 23 of these high-tech smart homes all across the country.
Since the two foundations formed this partnership, they have been helping triple and quadruple veteran amputees build smart homes so that they can have as independent of life as possible. A couple years ago, they came across Scott LoBaido, a patriotic artist who had been painting Old Glory for around 20 years.
And then I hooked up with the Tunnel to Towers Foundation about 2 years ago, and the Gary Sinise Foundation. Frank Siller had seen me do one of my performances, and he's like, got me on board. He says, you want to open up for Gary Sinise? And I was like, great.
Scott started painting flags back in the 90s and has been painting the patriotic symbol ever since on various surfaces.
You know, it was 20 some odd years ago, and it just punched me. It just hit me. This patriotic fever I saw a great lack of love back in the 90s. For some reason in the big cities, there was, and in the art world, and I'm an artist, and I didn't understand what this, this desecration of the flag and blaming America, and I didn't get it. So I said, I gotta reverse this with my gift and, give back. They weren't into the veterans, and it was just a weird time, but I've noticed that it's made a full circle. I mean, people have been coming so patriotic, lately, and especially, like the Siller Foundation and the Gary Sinise Foundation, to open up a whole nation to this great cause that they have. Thousands and thousands on canvases, on cars, on rooftops, on sides of schools, firehouses, VFW posts. And
some of Scott's greatest creative projects include his 50 Flags Across America, where he drove across the United States in 10 months and painted a large flag on one rooftop in each of the 50 states. He is also known for painting the world's largest version of the Stars and Stripes in Houston on the roof of a factory next to Hobby Airport. That roof was 150 square feet, and Scott had to use 900 gallons of paint to complete it. So when deciding where in Cedar Falls to paint the flag, they looked for 2 things. The veterans at AMVET Post 49 were more than happy to have their building picked for this artistic and patriotic cause.
We've been working on this for over a month now, and to see Scott finally get here and going through it and what have you, his enthusiasm is just outstanding. So we hope to carry this over and get a whole bunch of people out here to support Taylor and the rest of the veterans. So
I think it's a blessing for the Post and for our community and for Taylor Morris, because that's what he wants to do it for us, for Taylor Morris. But we're looking at it for all veterans here in our community.
My time or duty time, we didn't quite get the recognition coming home as what they are now, so I'm just tickled pink that now we're recognizing all the problems and everything that the troops have. And our career center here at Post 49, there's 17 in the U.S. to help the people transfer back into civilian life and what have you. So we're trying to give them all the help that we can.
Scott arrived on Monday, July 29th and finished the artwork on Wednesday, July 31st. He always shows up around 8 to 10 days before the Gary Sinise concert to paint the flag. He paints Old Glory in these towns to say thanks to not only the specific amputee veteran, but also the community for their support and other veterans in the area. So, what is the closing message Scott has for Taylor?
Thank you, dude. Thank you. You know, thank you for my gift, and this is for you in exchange.
Scott ended up using around 20 gallons of paint to create the roof flag. Those who bought tickets to the concert to see the great band and support Taylor Morris got to see Scott LoBaido work his magic as he speed painted a flag for 3 minutes while God Bless America was being sung. Again, to view this patriotic artwork, just head northbound on Highway 58 and look to your right when passing the exit for 18th Street. You can't miss it. To see some more of Scott LoBaido's work, go to his website at scottlobaido.com.